How are you doing? Nice to speak to
Good.
you.
Nice to speak to you.
Right.
First of all, thanks so much for your time, and also thanks for a wild movie. I loved it to bits. It's so good. I watched it with my son last night, and we had a whale of a time with it. So
Nice.
Oh,
good.
fantastic. How old is your son?
He's 17, so he's yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he's
Oh,
been.
okay. All right. Okay.
I've introduced him to horror a long time ago. So this was it was quite tame, but he loved it. It was quite tame for him, but he loved it to bits. Yeah, it was great. But listen,
Fantastic.
so first of all, James, I'm quite. I'm not based on the trailer, but kind of based on press and things. I kind of expected it to be very much more kind of tongue in cheek, very much more meta than it was. It took me by surprise in the best possible way. Was that always your intention? Because I also read that you also had this idea of maybe doing a kind of period piece with it as well. Is that right?
Yeah. That's right, Howard. Good research, mate. The it was always supposed to be a straight movie. You know, it was supposed to be a straight horror,
Right.
like with a hippo as a creature element, much more like a survival thriller, I should say. And the original script was called The Bayou, but the Bayou was actually taken by the time we came to shoot the movie.
Yeah.
And one of the producers says, "Hey, how about Hungry? It's kind of like Jaws, and it's also got this hippo connotation." I was like, "Yeah, it makes sense," but it didn't really dawn on me to then go, "Oh, well, I need to make Cocaine Bear," you know.
Right.
So that was never the intention. And then I think, you know, some of the visuals and everything have gone so well, and advertising gets pushed the way it is, and that kind of it feels a bit more like it's going to be that. But no, the intention was always to play it straight. And you're correct in that the actual original pitch for the movie, which I wrote the first treatment, I think 12 years ago. It was only a six
Right.
pager, but it was a set in the 90s. It was set at the time of the uh, Hippo Bill, so 1910, and it was a heist movie in Chicago, and the criminals came and hid in the bayou to hide like a ruby or something, and there just was a hippo loose from the farm, and everyone was like, "That's crazy! It's way too expensive. We can't afford period costumes and hippo." So they made me like
That's
go,
something I'd love to see, though. Yeah,
yeah,
Reel it back
definitely.
in.
maybe a prequel one day.
Prequel. I'm thinking prequel. Absolutely.
Yeah,
The only
I'd
way
love
I
to
can
see
get
you
in the movie.
We need to
in
bring the cast back.
period piece costumes would be perfect for the both of you. Yeah, yeah. So listen, so I know I think Madison and Jim were pretty much your first choices, if not saying your only choices. Um, I think I'm about 10 years older than you are, James. So I was very familiar with Jim because I used to love watching him on uh, Whose Line Is It Anyway, way back in the day. I remember you doing Sting with the hair and everything. So I mean, I was very familiar with, but I think you weren't particularly familiar with Jim. But as soon as you saw his
No,
audition
well,
tape, it was
it
like
was quite
he's the guy,
fortuitous
no?
actually, because what happened with Jim is I'm Instagram, I'm a doom scroller, I don't, you know, and I'm not saying Jim's content is doom, but he somehow came to me doing like Colin Firth impression or something, and I just was like, this
Yeah,
guy's fucking hilarious. And of
yeah,
course, I've seen Jim in movies, I've seen him in Apollo 13, I've seen him in things, but I don't think it like connected with me in the way that his Instagram was just like, this guy's fucking hilarious. So I
yeah.
followed him, and then oh, sorry for swearing, I followed him,
No, no,
and
no
then
problem.
like about a month later, I sent out for Tim tapes, and we started in the UK, and everyone that came back, bless the UK actors if you were listening, it just wasn't great. So it was like beg the producers, look, we need to go to America, we need to put this out here. And you know, 2 weeks later, I get sent about 50 tapes, and before I watch them, I just look at all the faces in the thumbnails, and I saw Jim, and I was like, oh my God, Jim Meskimen's on the tape. I want this to be amazing.
Yeah.
Please be amazing. I watched it first and I was like, this is amazing. I was like, this just me because I like him? I don't know. And then I watched everyone else and I was just severely disappointed. And I went back to Jim
Right.
and I was like, he's perfect. That's the guy. And
Brilliant.
the rest is
Well,
history.
I'll throw the same kind of question to
And I've
Madison
had
and
him in
Jim.
another movie since.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I was watching. I saw an IMDb as an action movie as well, no, which was not what you'd expect from Jim. Yeah. So, but for Jim and Madison,
You don't expect much movement from me, in other words.
well, no, but you recently, I mean,
Exertions.
you got into. I know you got into shape for a fairly recent role,
I did. I
and
did. Yeah. Thank God I
and
was
that's
in
kind of
shape. Yeah. I
yeah,
needed to
yeah,
be in
yeah.
shape for this movie. Well, thank you, James. It's nice to hear that behind the scenes thing because actors never
Mhm.
know. They never know how they didn't get the part or how they did get the part. So that was very sweet to hear. Thank you.
But for Jim and Madison, I mean, this kind of took me back to one of James's earlier films, which I'm a huge fan of, Tower Block, is the fact that we don't kind of see the killer that much, and we really get to know the characters. So I'm guessing that the character story arcs for both of you really kind of pulled you into this script and this project. No, if we go with Madison first.
I think it was kind of all of the above. I loved the story as a whole. I loved the characters. I got to meet and talk to James for hours over Zoom, and I love him. And I had honestly just read about the could have been Hippo Bill in 1910.
Right.
Before I even read the script. And so I went into it and I was like, this is plausible. This could happen. I'm like, anyone can say it couldn't, but I believed it. And I mean, it was just kind of the package as a whole. And I wanted to be a part of it. And I'm so happy that I was. And we got to go to Malta and become this giant ensemble family. And, you know, we were just talking to someone who said the harder the script, the closer you get. And I do believe that that's true.
The harder it hits, absolutely. Yeah.
We were in the water, we were in the trees, we were running. And we definitely got very close, and including with the entire amazing Maltese crew. They were all such amazing hard workers and lovely people.
Uh-huh. And Jim, knowing that, I mean, you're also you're an impersonator. You're really great at improv. How much improv did James let you? 'Cause I get the feeling this was very scripted, so that you didn't get much of a chance to do any improv with this?
No, you know, actually, I did. We were a little bit loose with the script. I was definitely loose with the script. I pitched him some ideas and things, some of which survived, and I felt like there was a real trust there, and that we were actually expected to, you know, make the lines a little bit more bespoke to our characters. And then James was behind that 100%. I never got stopped and said, "Hey, could you just say what's in the script?" I knew what we had to honor, and I think there's a lot of, particularly today, there's a lot of value in a genuine, off-the-cuff kind of realistic, authentic performance, and we're very used to it now. And so it behooves an actor to try a little harder to make it more naturalistic, and by whatever shifts one can. And I'm very comfortable improvising. I'm more comfortable improvising than I am at memorizing some lines. But I think it all blends together and supports the reality that we're trying to create.
100%. Well, listen, they're giving me the rap. So just talking of off the cuff, as someone who's very close to your heart, Jim, and very close to your vocal cords is Robin Williams, who we know has had a scuffle with hippos as well. So I'm quite curious, just to finish off, how do you think he would pitch this movie for people who need to go and see it?
Oh, this is a movie I think that it sort of plays on some of your childhood fantasies in a nice way, and also trains you at the same time not to trust every cute thing that comes along.
That's fantastic. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for a great movie. And I hope we get to speak again about a sequel or a prequel, a period piece or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Let's get writing.
All the very best. All right.
Thanks.
Take care. Nice to speak to you.